Day 3 of the IAF World Championships in Athletics here in Beijing, and we're going to look ahead once again to the finals. Well, there are 5 of them on this day, and let me start by marking your card perhaps for the 2 field events. The pole vault. Now, of course, there's a very clear favourite here, none other than Renaud Lavillenie, the Frenchman. Now, he's been dominating the world of pole vaulting for the last few years, and he's already got 2 bronze medals and a silver medal. Surely it's time for him to get gold here. He's won gold at every other major championship. He should be far ahead of the rest of the field. For the rest, well, we've got 2 former champions in Holsteper and Wojciechowski, but look out for the young Canadian, Sean Barber. I think he's the man most likely to challenge. Then we come also to the women's triple jump. And here again, we have a very, very clear favourite. She's been unbeaten for a couple of years, Catherine Ibargüen of Colombia. Next to her, the one athlete who's gone over 15 metres this year, Yekaterina Koneva, the Russian. And it could be quite a battle then on for other medals. Perhaps Minenko, perhaps Ripakova, perhaps Salajuha. Anyway, a lot to look forward to in the field, even though we've got 2 pretty clear champions. Perhaps not quite so clear on the track. Let's look ahead of those. And first of all, I'll turn to Steve Ovett, and we'll look at the steeplechase, Steve.
Well, yes, you can't go past the steeplechase without mentioning the enigmatic Ezekiel Kemboi. 3 times the world champion, twice the Olympic champion. Now, Ezekiel, unfortunately, was 4th in the Kenyan trials, but because of the wild card, he's here. And everybody thought he wasn't in shape, but he's actually coming back now into the sort of form which will win the world championships. Then we've got the 2 Kiprutos also from his team. One of them is, in fact, the Olympic champion from 2008 and fell in London when he could have actually won again. Then going back, we've got Beric, who was number 1 in the world last year, yes, number 1 in the world last year for the event. And then, of course, the American Rob, who's going to be a big threat to them, really.
Well, Evan Jaeger, what a talent and what a find this year. 3:32, his flat speed over the 1,500 metres. And remember, he was on course to smash the American record. He did beat it in the end. He was ahead of Jairus Birec. They came to the last barrier on a really crucial Diamond League. He fell over. Birec came through for the fastest time in the world this year so far. But even though he fell, Jaeger still ran 8.45. He was so close to breaking the 8-minute barrier, and he could well stop a Kenyan 1-2-3.
But he didn't look that great in the heats, did he? He was 20 seconds slower than the qualifiers in the other heats.
Well, I think he was in a heat that was so slow, it was only going to be the automatic qualifiers who got through, and he had to work hard to make sure he was in the top 3s. But if he's in the mood, and if he has a chance, he could produce the first American steeplechase medal.
Would you take money out of Ezekiel Kemboi, though, or not?
I wouldn't rule Kemboi out from winning. I'm trying to sit on the fence here, but I can't. OK, I'm gonna nail my colours to the mast, and I'm going to say Kemboi loves the big occasion. He's a massive showman, and he's going to do his 4th world title. And then I think we have to say, even though Mr. Matthews will argue against, you have to say, even in spite of Moses Kiptanui, for me, if Kemboi wins, he's the greatest steeplechaser in history. It's going to be a brilliant race.
There you go. Ezekiel Kemboi, the one to watch in the steeplechase.
Well, looking at Kenyans again, what about the women's 10? Do you rate them in that?
Oh, absolutely. Vivian Cheriot is coming back from what we call maternity leave. Remember, she did the 5 and the 10 double in 2011. Sally Kipyego was 2nd behind her in Daegu in brutal conditions, which will be replicated here in Beijing. But of course, if you're talking about the Kenyans and the 10,000 metres, you're also talking about the Ethiopians. Bile Neshol Jira, bronze in the World Cross in 2013, bronze in the 10,000 metres, and Galetta Burka coming right back to form. Former World Cross Country champion back in 06 or 07, World Indoor 1,500 metres. She's performed so well over the shorter distances. She's coming back to form, but it would be fantastic if the likes of Cheriot and Kipyego managed to get back on the podium, because we haven't seen them at that level for a few years.
No Dababa.
Well, she too is on maternity leave. And there's one other final, as far as the women are concerned, that we've got to talk about. Women's 100 metres. Steve, it's the obvious question, but from what we've seen so far, she's been absolutely superb. Is there anybody who can possibly stop Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce?
Well, we watched the heats today. She looked great. She had the flowers in her hair. She was enjoying every single moment of it, lapping up the crowd. And I think from her form, yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Rob. She looks as if she's going to take the title yet again, and looks as if she's going to do it comfortably.
and perhaps Bowie and Okukbari may be the main contenders. Well, we've got plenty to look forward to, from short events, from the 100 right up to the 10,000, plenty more on the field as well. As the intensity builds at these World Championships, we're once again looking forward to another cracking day of athletics here in Beijing.